Hello my friends. So really short kind of quick tip video today. Been working on the handbrake cables for the Cobra here, and I bought the Lokar universal emergency brake cables. You can see my old MG style handbrake there, and the cables come really long and you have to shorten them. Now if you read the instructions, and I glossed over the instructions and of course tossed them aside, and what you're supposed to do is you remove the inner cable completely out, cut your cable to length, the exterior sheathing to length, then insert the cable back in, cut that, so on and so forth. I got ahead of myself, and quite honestly, I wanted to hook up the brake cable to the drums and run it, attached with the inner cable attached, so that I could get, my length proper and get it sized up. The routing of the cable and so forth. So what I ran into is they were all attached. The inner cables were still inside the outers, and the drums were completely back together, which was honestly kind of a pain to take apart. Big thanks to Chris Fix for his video on how to work on drum brakes using just hand tools, which is all I had. I didn't have the special kit for taking the drum brakes apart. But anyway, so you have to shorten those cables with the inner cables inside, or I would have to take the whole thing apart. So I'm just going to show you this quick little trick that I used to cut those cables. And I scoured YouTube, and there's really no good video on YouTube at this time on making your own brake cables, because I assume everyone is just sliding the inner cable out and just cutting it with a grinder, easy peasy. But what do you do if you're in the situation like I am and you don't feel like tearing everything apart just to cut the outer sheath? So let's join me over on the workbench and I will show you my little tip. All right, so here we have the Lokar universal brake cable, and I must say, once again, with Lokar products, I'm super impressed. This is a really, really nice cable. It has, I don't know if you can see that, you'll be able to see it when I cut it. It also has, so this is stainless steel, and it's got a plastic coating on it. There's another red plastic coating on the inside that protects this inner cable. So what do you do if you're stuck, your inner cable is installed, and you want to cut this? Now, originally, I thought that I would just use this, one of these little tubing cutters. But the problem that I ran into is this outer cable, the stainless part of it, it's actually a spiral. So you can't cut a straight line in it, because what it wants to do is it wants to thread up and down the spiral. But what I did figure out was, when I put this on here, and I've already made a mark, I'm going to cut roughly 1 inch off of this, is so you use your little cutter, or you could use a utility knife, or anything like that, to cut through the plastic sheathing on the outside. I'm just going to give this a few little, and it will not cut the stainless. It's super tough, and again, what it wants to do is it wants to thread up and down. So we're going to go like so. Hopefully we've cut some in there, and we have, so we can just remove a little bit of this rubber cable out of our way, the rubber sheath out of the way, and we have, and we've exposed, if you can see that, we've exposed some of the stainless underneath. Now remember what I said, this is just, it's a spiral, so really all we need to do to cut this outer sheath is to cut one little link, and it will come right apart. So I use my Dremel and stand by. If you can, put a little bit of pressure on it like this, so you'll know when you're through it. And again, the Lokar is really nice. It has the inner red cable, which will protect this, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to cut your inner cable. You don't even want to nick it, because those strands will start to, just like that. You'll start to lose the strands if you nick that cable, and then your emergency brake probably won't work. So let's get this going here. That might be enough. Let's see. No, not quite. Okay, and that's it. We cut in. Just got that cable there. Got that out, and it actually broke the red one as well. The red will break. So there you go. Didn't hurt this inner cable at all, not one bit. We're still good to go. So there, that's just a little tip, little trick, how to cut your emergency brake cables if they're already installed without damaging your inner cable. So I sincerely hope that this little tip, this little video helped you out. Like I said, I scoured YouTube. I couldn't find a good video on how to do it. So I sincerely hope that this helps people out. If you like my video, please check out all of my other videos. Lots of good content on there. And I still try and respond to all the comments. Give me a comment if this tip helped you out. Please consider subscribing if you are new to the channel. All right, my friends? Take care.